students. I hope you people are fine at home, safe. It is only one way process going on. I can understand. I am speaking from here. There you are seeing and you are understanding things. There are many things you want to ask me, you want to understand from me. But for the time being, I'll be sending the video. You have to look through the video, watch the video and understand the things. You can again go for that in the video links. You are knowing, you are using the mobiles nowadays. You can go through it to know more, much better. But still, whenever the school reopens, if you have any doubt, you can clear during that time. So, now here after understanding Earth as a unique planet, I'll be going on with the second chapter of the geography, that is the latitudes and the longitudes. So, what is latitude and what is longitude? What do you mean by a latitude? Latitude is nothing but the imaginary line which moves parallelly from east to west direction, which is dividing the earth into two hemispheres, that is northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. So they never meet at any point, whereas the longitudes are going from north direction to the south direction. These meet at the northern pole as well as the southern poles. We also have to know that like the equator latitude is dividing the earth into two, that is northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, in the same way Greenwich meridian is dividing the earth into eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. You might have also understood that we all are having different time zones. Yes, different time zones. So what do you mean by IST? That is Indian Standard Time. We are having IST. In the same time, there are different time zones depending upon different locations. So in order to locate a place, what is needed? We want a grid. Yes. Now what is a grid? Grid is nothing but the point where the latitude and the longitude meet are called the grid. So let me show you. This particular star is a grid point because this particular x-axis and this particular y-axis are meeting at this particular star. So this is a grid. So to understand or to read a map, we have to know this x-axis and the y-axis. This particular x-axis is called the east-x and this y-axis is called the north-x. When you are locating the map or when you are working on a topographical map, you should know what are north-x and you should know what are east-x. So only if you have the latitude and longitude, you can locate a place. So this particular x-axis and y-axis or north-x and east-x are important to locate a place. Now when I speak about the next part, now what are the parallels of latitude? Parallels of latitude are nothing but the angular distance north or south of the equator measured from the center of the earth. So, what are the parallel of latitude? Listen, it is an angle of distance from north to south. Angle of distance from the north to south. You can see here the angle of distance from north to the south of the equator. North to south of the equator, distance measured from the center of the earth is called the parallel of latitude. So this is very important. So our equator lies in which degree? It is 0 degree. Yes, equator is a 0 degree. And as you know, how many latitudes are there? We are having 5 latitudes. Which are those? Those are Equator, then Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. These are the 5 latitudes. Now, when I ask about the things, like you can just see here, or you can have, they have given the degree to you all. Equator, which is at 0 degree, then 15, 30, 45, 60 and 75. Then the North Pole. The same continues at the bottom too. So these are the degrees parallel of latitudes. Now coming to the equator. Equator is nothing but it divides the two parts, Earth into two parts. It is at 0 degree latitude. All points north of the equator are called the north latitude and the south of the equator are called the south latitude. Now when I say we are having the 5 latitudes, I have told you all the 5 latitudes. See here you can understand equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, then Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. What happens to the sun rays? The sun rays fall directly on the equator. So because it is falling directly on the equator, what happens to the temperature of around this equator? It becomes very hot. Whereas when it goes to Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, the sun rays are slanting. They are little far away. So the temperature will be very mild here. It is moderate here. But on the poles, that is northern pole and the south pole, you will not receive any sun rays. So most of the time it is covered with snowfall or snow completely full of ice there. So these are the things what happens for the temperature. As I said, the 5 latitudes, we are also, or we have already learnt about the heat zone, namely torrid zone, temperate zone and the frigid zone. The places which are around the equator are called the torrid zone. Then the places which are away from the equator, that is which is coming in between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, we are calling it as north temperate zone and the bottom is the south temperate zone. And which are at the poles, we are calling them as the frigid zone, north frigid zone and the south frigid zone. Places which fall on the torrid zones are very hot. The countries which fall on the temperate zones are mild. Then the countries which fall on the poles are having a very cold climate. So these are about the temperature of the place. Now why do we need a latitude, or what are the importance of the latitude? Latitude is important to know about the climatic condition. As I said, what is the weather condition or how is the climate of your country? It will be known to us only when we know the latitude of a place. And to know the location of the place, we need the latitude. Only for, if at all we are having the latitude of a place, we can locate the actual place. Otherwise, we cannot understand the things. There is a small diagram here. You can go through the diagram as I have already explained to you all. As I have already explained to you all, the equator, then we are having the torrid zone, then we are having the red color which are known as the torrid zone. Then the part which is in yellow color, they are the north temperate zone and the south temperate zone. And then the blue color which is the frigid zone, north frigid zone and the south frigid zone. So the temperature here will be very hot in this red zone. Then the temperature will be mild in this yellow zone and the temperature will be very cold in this frigid zone. So now what about the prime meridian. As I have told, this prime meridian will divide the earth into eastern and the western hemisphere. Greenwich meridian near London. This is the important meridian. Okay. Now we can just understand about the meridians of longitude. What are these meridians of longitudes? Lines joining all places at a similar angular distance east or west. The parallel of latitude, it was north and south. Here it is east and west of the prime meridian are called the longitudes of the meridian of longitude. As I said, these are the longitudes which are moving from the northwest direction. So longitude and the time. So at 12 o'clock, where will be your shadow? Tell me. It will be just down. Yes, below you only your shadow will be. Then what about the shadow? It becomes bigger, smaller. Why is it? Earlier, people were not having the watches just like us now today. So they were looking at the sun and they were guessing the timings. So here also the same things. As we go to the eastern side, we are going 4 minutes ahead. So if at all 1 degree I am little bit more, then I am having a difference of 4 minutes there. So this is because of the longitude. If at all you are to the eastern side, then your sunrise is little quickly. If at all your country is situated in the western side, then you will have a little late sunrise. So as I said, the local time 12 noon. If at all I said, our Indian local time is IST, that is what it is. Indian standard time is 82 and 30. 82 degree 30 is longitude. So we are having 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of GMT. We are 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of the Greenwich Meridian time. So there are, for each and every country, we are having the time zone. Time zone is nothing but it is a geographical region where clock records the same time. So we are having 24 hours. So here what we do it as, after 12 we calculate it as 1, but in the railways or in the other countries they go on calculating till 24 hours, maybe 13 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours. It is nothing but 13 means 1 o'clock, 14 is 2 o'clock. So this continues and the time zones will differ from the places situated or the country situated. You can just have a look of this particular picture. I'll be sending this clippings to you all. You can just go through the lesson and the clippings properly. Now coming to the next is the international dateline. International dateline is nothing but to keep it is an imaginary line on the earth that separate 2 consecutive calendar. So this particular international dateline as well as the great circle and the small circles I will be taking in my next class. So before I move on to the next class, see that you understand the things whatever is being taught today. So today I spoke about the latitudes, I spoke about the longitudes, I told you about the IST, I told you about the heat zones, I told you about how many latitudes are there and who is dividing the earth into 2 northern and southern hemisphere. I also told you about the meridian which divides the earth into eastern and the western hemisphere. So you should understand these things properly. Only then I can switch on to the next lesson. So understand the things, write the question answers whichever I have asked so far and complete it. See, whenever you are writing the question answers, you can just use any of your books. So now what I'll be doing is, after my lesson, I'll be sending you all the pics of the question answers. You can directly copy it from the mobile phones in your books. Okay, till then, take care. Bye.